All right, I think that light is like really bright. Let me see if I can take care of that. All right, I think that's a little bit better. It's still kind of there. Um, let's see. Trying to get just a little bit set up here. And ha, of course, I'm looking at this to make sure everything looks okay. And I can't really tell. So really, I was just gonna come on board today. I don't really usually do a whole lot of live chats, but I'm gonna actually be working and, and eating my breakfast at the same time while I'm doing this. I'm actually having some yogurt, and I'm going to add some Quaker oats to it. So I just got in from the gym, and Um, I generally go to the gym most days of the week, unless it's the summertime. During the summertime, I don't go as often because I typically run outside. So, um, yeah. Mm, mm, mm. But yeah, so actually, when I'm trying to get things accomplished in terms of my work, I typically have a schedule that I'm working with. Trying to get rid of lots of stuff that's like showing up here that I really don't have to look at. Um, let's see here. And there's nothing going on yet. Hmm. All right. In any case, whoops. And I'm sort of watching myself to make sure I got everything going. Okay. But yeah, so good morning. Not sure what kind of goals you have. Sorry, it took like 3 minutes for me to get set up because I really don't do this very often. But I just got in from the gym a little while ago. Okay, so it's been like an hour, guys. It's been like an hour. So I don't know about you, but and I don't know what kind of health and fitness goals you have for yourself. But one of the things that I was trying to do, and this piece of hair is just like, what is that? One of the things that I was trying to do this year was to get up a little bit earlier. And so I already get up really early. Our gym opens at 5, and but they like open the doors at like 4:45. And so I was just trying to get up, like 15 minutes earlier just to be able to sort of ease into that morning workout a little bit more so that I don't feel as rushed. I don't know what time you guys get up. I'd love to see if you do your workout in the morning or if you do your workout later in the day. I actually used to do my workout late in the day, but now I do my workouts first thing in the morning because if you're trying to get to work and then you got to come home and you got a child and you got to cook and you got like organizational meetings, it's just really hard to do your workout in later on. And so for me, a long time ago, I made that transition. I was already running on the weekends anyway, and I was typically doing that in the morning. So it was just easier to sort of shift to a morning workout. So I've been doing a morning workout for like years. And so that is sort of like my go-to now. There was actually a guy in the gym today. He's been in a couple of times, but he's probably been a member as long as I have. Okay, so I have been a member of this gym since July 2003. So I have been at this gym for, oh my gosh, for 16 years. It does not feel like it. It does not feel like 16 years. It feels like maybe, I don't know, maybe 10 or something like that, but it certainly does not feel like 16 years. Like I've been going to the gym almost as long as my daughter has been born. But anyway, so yeah, so really I did the elliptical this morning. And I sort of upped my game a little bit with the elliptical because now I wish I had them inside and show them to you, but I have like ankle weights. And so I put the ankle weights on while I'm on the elliptical. So not only am I turning up the resistance on the elliptical so that I'm working harder. I also have on ankle weights. Now, you have to be really careful about that because that can be tough on your knees and tough on your hips. And after a while, your feet get numb anyway. So sometimes I don't do that the whole time. Like I might keep the ankle weights on for 30 minutes or 45 minutes or something like that. But yeah, this morning I kept it on the whole time. But my feet get so numb sometimes being on the elliptical a long time. But typically, I'm a cardio kind of person, although I have been doing a lot more weights, trying to be consistent with that too. And I think I've been doing a lot better. But yeah, so I'm typically always going to get my cardio in because I like to go out for runs. And so during the winter, I tend to be more on the machines unless I'm running outside because this girl just doesn't run in 25-degree weather, y'all. I'm just telling you, does not happen. So I don't know when you work out. Would love to hear when you work out. Do you work outside? Do you run outside? Do you walk outside? And if so, do you do it during the winter? Because you will just like not see me. Although it has been really warm lately, so I have been out running lately a little bit longer. So I'm gonna eat my breakfast while I'm chatting up goals and workout goals and work goals and whatever, and then I'm gonna hit my list and do some work. Because I got a whole list of things here I'm trying to get done today. But yeah, so I did the elliptical workout, and one of the new goals that I have for myself is to try to stretch between sets. So if I get to the point where I'm lifting in my workout, is to stretch between the sets because I don't have any more time to give to my workout. Like I'm not adding another 15 minutes to stretch. And I still want to keep like what I'm doing on the elliptical and that sort of stuff. So I'm trying to find ways to be more efficient with my workout. And so between the sets, instead of just glancing to see what's on the TV or on the news or looking at my phone or something like that, I have started to stretch. And so I've probably been doing that since the beginning of the year. And I've already started to see the improvement in my flexibility. So, and it's not even like a whole stretch routine. Like it isn't even all that. It's just, really some like side to side stretches, some hip flexor stretches, touching my toes, arm stretches, just like stretches. And I can tell a difference already. So just sort of incorporating that into the routine that I'm already doing, because I don't have a lot of time to add more. Hmm. And stuff's popping up over here. So, so yeah. So one of the goals I've had for that morning is to just get up a little bit earlier and to incorporate flexibility in my workout. And these are things I'm just doing. Like I didn't write those down. I just sort of said, here are some things I want to do to make my workout routine a little bit better. And so I think that's really working for me. The other thing that I want to keep doing, so this is a keep as opposed to necessarily trying to make it all better. And that's the weight training because I am so bad. Like I will be good about weight training for like 9 months and then I'll stop and then I'll come back. And so just being consistent, I want to keep staying consistent with that. And I'll just go ahead and tell you, like, I don't have a plan. I'm not one of these people who shows up with the gym with my little Fitbit and I got to check in and make sure I got my stuff or my little tablet, or I don't have any of that. But I will say, if you're really trying to make a change and you really have goals, then you really should probably track what it is you're trying to do. So yeah. Um, so that's for like the workout goals. And then I have like some work goals. And so every year I get a good calendar and make sure I'm tracking some of the stuff that I'm doing. But one of the things that I had gotten away from was doing a good job of tracking income and revenue and the different streams. And so 2020 is going to be one of those times when I get back on with that. So I'm going to be working on that a little bit more. Mm. And then in terms of like other goals. So I don't really, so one of the things that I'm trying to do is like really write my goals down more um in one spot, because I have like, and I'm focusing on my calendar. I have this really cute calendar and I can write goals and stuff. It's so cute. So like that's it. It's like so cute. And as you see, I've already like stuff in here. But writing goals in that and tracking that, now that's way different from my workout. Like my workout is so intuitive, I'll always do that. But for work goals, I gotta write those down. So yeah. So then today, what I'm gonna be working on, I don't know if I can pull this up without it being too much of a mess here. So yeah, I think I can do this. Hey Sheila, I've attached a few. Okay, so yeah. I'm looking over here at the emails as they're like popping up. But so like I said before, I've got a list of stuff that I'm gonna be working on today. So as an attorney that works primarily with businesses, I've got a lot of contracts that I work on with people. And so right now I've got one contract that I need to update. And I actually pulled up the wrong contract here to work on. And so one of the contracts, if you're like, if you have a contract with another party and you're getting ready to terminate that contract, there's sometimes things that might survive the termination. And so we'll have a survival clause in the contract. If it survives the relationship, then there'll be a survival clause in there that says these things are still going to apply. Like if you want them to keep something confidential, then hey, yeah, you would put that in the survival section, that they still have to keep stuff confidential or something like that. But that's not really the one I want to work on this morning. I'm really going to sit here and work on another one where I have someone who's bringing in another person to be a part of their business. So that's what I'm going to work on. And there are just a couple of changes I need to make to that. So yeah, so talking about 2020 goals for yourself. And I was listening to, I think it was Ed Milet. And Ed was talking about the people that you have around you and whether or not those people are people who are bringing negative energy, whether or not they're focused on your past, whether or not they always just talk about the past, or whether or not they're focused on your future. Like we say we want people to accept us as we are, but sometimes we aren't being our best selves, and even we know we aren't being our best selves. And so if that's the case, he quoted a scripture that went something like, as iron sharpens iron, so one person can sharpen another person. And so, it's that whole thing about when you want to improve your skill set, you go out and you play somebody who's a little bit better than you because it forces you to be better. It forces you to bring your A game. And so if you're constantly around people who don't force you to bring your A game, people who aren't quite where you want to be, you have to ask yourself sometimes, are you really just keeping them around because it makes you feel um like, okay, well, I guess I must be doing okay because that person's only doing this. Especially when you can be doing better. It's like you could be doing way better. You could be trying harder. You could be pushing yourself a little bit more, and you know it. Like you aren't bringing your A game, and you're around other people who don't bring their A game, but you feel like since you're a little bit further along, then it's okay. And it's probably not. You are going to continue not to bring your A game. And so, you really need to think about being in rooms where you're challenged. And I'm seeing some things in this contract that I need to just sort of, making sure all of my periods are in the right place, just doing a final review here as as I'm talking to you about goals. Expect to grow if you don't have people around you who are number one growing, also who are interested in growing, who want to see you grow too. And so I was listening to him talk about that, people who were focused on the past and why people do that too. A lot of times people are just afraid of what the future holds. And so it's easier to sit back and focus on the past because you have some control over that, right? You know what happened with the past. With the future, you don't have any control. You don't know what's going to happen. And so it's easier to reminisce about the good times than to sort of push yourself to do more and to sort of say, you know what, I don't know what the future holds, but I know that there are some actions that I can take to make sure that I'm at least trying. And so, yeah. So this contract that I'm looking at, let's see, so far we're looking okay. I think I have one thing that I want to add to it, or make sure that I've included in here. And I think I actually need to look at a prior contract to make sure I got that on board. But yeah, and so when you're looking at, because everybody's making like New Year's resolutions and all that kind of stuff. And you know, there's a whole, you can watch people talk about whether or not to do that, whether or not you should do that, whether or not you should not do that. I didn't really make New Year's resolutions, but it's an opportunity, just like you do end of the quarter. You probably do monthly goals, weekly goals, quarterly goals, end of the year goals. And then, you sit down and you take time to reassess where things are and you say, okay, this is not working, this has to go. Or you say, this is working, I'm going to keep it. Um, and you add new things also. Mm. All right, so yeah, this part of my contract looks good. So yeah, so I talked about some of my personal and fitness goals, some of them. So I really only talked about like the workout stuff, getting up a little bit earlier, including flexibility and staying on task with the weight training. So those are like the primary ones, but there are some other things that I'd like to do, even as it involves um, this this YouTube channel. And so I've like really come a long way with this. I started in December 2017, and then I did some fitness videos that I hated. Some of them are still up here because I just want to be able to like see my own progression, which is not always good. But yeah. And so I started that in 2017. did a couple of fitness type videos, hated them, absolutely hated them, couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. They were awful. Some of them are still up there, so you can go back and see how awful they were. And because I couldn't figure that out, I stopped for a while. And then I came back and I said, well, I'm an attorney, so maybe I'll just do like attorney style videos. But that didn't work either. I didn't like that. Um, and then, I just going back and forth. And I think what I found out was I really wanted to do more of a vlog and then do some other videos too, that I really did want to have a channel that gave me an opportunity to sort of mix up what I was doing. And so, for instance, now if you go back and you look at the very first videos that I upload, you'll see that they were fitness videos. And then you'll see that I sort of took a break and came back and did some law videos. And then you'll see that eventually I progressed to what you see now. And I'm not saying what you see now is what I'll always stick with. But I didn't really have a goal going into what I wanted my YouTube channel to be because I didn't know who I was on YouTube. Like I didn't know what I was bringing. And so yeah, that was just that wasn't working. And so then I came back and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do some vlogging. And I think I really got into Vlogmas and like that. All right, so let me see if I can find this agreement that I'm looking for. Um, way down up in here somewhere, probably. Way. I don't know where this thing is. Oh, probably here we go. Yep. All right. So, yeah. Sometimes when you're doing one agreement, you have to go back, and which is what I'm doing now, and look at other agreements. And that's what I'm doing because I need to incorporate those agreements into this agreement. And I have a pen that doesn't write. Like that is my forever life. I always have pens that don't write. And even though I throw them away, they still find others that don't write. And so, yeah, so one of the things was to, sort of figure out what I was doing with my channel. And then the next year, I really said to myself, I'm going to do 150 videos. I'm going to have 150 videos by the end of the year. So I totally did that and I totally met my goal. And so I liked that. But last year, I also had a number and I didn't reach the number. Ask me why I didn't reach the number. There were a lot of reasons, to be honest. There were quite a few reasons why I did not reach that goal. Um, yeah. And probably because I didn't really have a plan for what I wanted to do. Um, I was feeling some sort of way about putting some of my stuff out there and just not really being fearless about just being me. Too worried about what other people thought, which I totally needed to let go of. Let me sort of say that too. Um, like nobody's gonna take care of you like you are. And so this sort of idea that the world is gonna be there for you when you need the world, like, no. But yeah, so yeah, I had a numbers goal last year. I did not meet that numbers goal. And end of that story. So the question is, do I have a number goal a number goal this year in mind for the number of videos? And I know people will go, "Oh, Sheila, why are you focusing on quantity? Why don't you focus on quality?" Um, so that's part of the issue, and that's probably part of why I didn't get stuff more out last year because I was looking to bring a certain level of quality, and that just takes time, and I got other stuff to do. All right, so I think I found these other contracts, and I need to just glance at them for a second. Um, mhm. Yeah, I'm a little concerned about this contract, and that's why you're not hearing me say anything. Um, yeah, I guess I'm gonna keep looking at this while I'm talking. But yeah, so what's my number for 2020? Hmm. Um, wow, let's see. Um, hmm, the occurrence of a default. So this year, I'm at 183 or 84 videos right now, which is a lot of videos. Um, which is a lot of videos, but I'd really like to get it up to like double that. And so I really need to come up with a number that is attainable. I'm just really concerned about this agreement and whether or not we're going to be able to do what we're trying to do. So yeah. All right. So I'm gonna because it looks like I need to pay a little bit more attention to this. But that's sort of my goal for this year with the channel. I want to keep um I want to keep doing videos, and I want to keep like trying new things with the videos, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I may check back in later.